All praise is due to Allah, the most generous, the most knowledgeable, the most wise, the creator, the nourisher, and the sustainer of the world. We thank Him at infinity. We thank Him and we continue to adore Him, to appreciate Him, to glorify Him beyond counting and enumeration. I testify and bear witness that Allah is one, who deserves true worship. The most important emblem of Islam. I also testify and bear witness that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most distinguished servant of Allah, sent with the final message of Islam, codified and recorded in the document Quran, which has passed the test, or which passes through the test of time up to this time. And Alhamdulillah, we thank Him elsewhere where people can think and reason. You can see how fast is Islam growing in Europe, in America, in Asia, and throughout the world. May Allah continue to make Islam great. The theme of our sermon today centers on, it is time for Muslims to be patient with one another. The topic is, it is time for Muslims to be patient with one another. Honorable brothers and sisters in Islam, be in constant obedience to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, in humility, in contrivance and submission to Him Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, in putting into practice that which He has revealed. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, indeed, the Quran is an explicit explanation needed by the humankind, clear, without crookedness, and everything is transparent, clear, and clean. And Quran should not be taken as jest and amusement, joke and play. It is a serious message from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah the Most High, while guiding the Muslims that they should be patient with one another, because life is but a test. Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, by His wisdom, created some rich, some poor, some leaders, some followers, some healthy, some sick, some knowledgeable, and some ignorant. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, and we have made some of you to others as a test to see whether you will patiently persevere with one another. Whether you will persevere with one another. According to Hassan al-Basri, the blind will say, oh, if I am like so and so person with full sight, I would have done this. The poor will say, oh, if I am rich as so and so person, I will do this and so on. And in the other way around, accusations and counter accusations between these people, the leader and the led, the rich and the poor, the knowledgeable and the ignorant, and so on and so forth. Allah says, the calling from Allah is that, atasbirun, won't you patiently persevere with one another? Meaning that we should. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the important core values, the important core Islamic values which every Muslim is supposed to live by and and that should form part of his own etiquette and attitude and behavior, is for him to become always friendly, affable, approachable, simple, and you be caring, smiling, reaching out, listening, having a very good listening ears to others, And this is one of the most important lessons taught by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that a mu'min, a believer, is always friendly, affable. He cooperates. He likes people. He wants to help people. And he wants to be in the affairs of people. And he offers this to others. And when the same is offered to him, he wholeheartedly accepts. And Rasulullah said, there is no goodness in any Muslim who does not behave so, by not being approachable, by not being affable, by being unfriendly, being not approachable, being stiff and high-handed, haughty kind of a person. No, be that simple, be that kind. And Rasulullah said, the best among people is he who is most beneficial to others. We must be seen to be benefiting others with our knowledge, with whatever we have, with our earnings, and so on and so forth. This is indeed very, very important. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the terrible temperament suffered by Muslims today. Temperament. Muslims being so hot in temper and boiling in temper between them. This negative, temperamental, psychological complex suffers by the modern Muslim is uncalled for. Between them, at whatever levels, in terms of dealing, between ulama, scholars between them, too temperamental. This one accuses this one abuses this. Quite unfortunately, where is the knowledge that is supposed to guide them and make them be good people? Where is it? Between also students of knowledge, before he becomes knowledgeable, he has already taken the chair of a distinguished Muslim scholar without him knowing anything. He is himself supposed to be guided. In our mosques today, after prayer, we will get up and begin to talk to you on a subject he doesn't know himself, that is supposed to be taught. Between families, husbands and their own wives, squabbles, violent conflict between them, may Allah save us. May Allah save us. Between parents and their own children. How devilish. You find a son will be arguing with his father or parents as if he is the father, and now the father becomes the son. And so on and so forth. And all these are as a result of our negligence in providing the proper Islamic upbringing between brothers and sisters, between neighbors, between friends, between and so on and so forth. Which, quite unfortunately, this indeed is a terrible calamity, which weakens the strength of the Muslims, and we become laughing stock before our counterparts, and they'll begin to laugh. And this to every concerned Muslim is a matter of a serious concern, worrisome, which perhaps causes sleepless nights for such a person. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, among his prayers, is that may Allah save him from becoming a laughing stock of somebody that is there as an enemy. Quite unfortunately, may Allah save us. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wassalam also said, "Oh Allah, make me not become a laughing stock before an enemy." And our unruly attitude, our negative attitudes make us be so. And everybody can stigmatize us, can accuse us, can curse us, can say whatever, because we're not organized. and because we are not patient with one another, and that we must be patient with one another. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala ordered Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam to display good attitudes in behavior of humility, love, care, understanding, forgiveness, pardon, clemency, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Allah asked him, and be humble to the believers. And elsewhere said, you should pardon and forgive. Don't you want Allah to pardon and forgive you also? Elsewhere I said, pardon a good pardoning. And Allah Ta'ala asked us to also separate these between us, that we should be humble, we should be kind, even as we walk. When you walk in decorum, walk gently in a manner that people can call you a gentleman. This is what you are supposed to do. And when the ignorant, when people with stupid attitudes try to engage you, tell them gently, please, I'm sorry, I don't have time to waste. I have a lot to do, and I hope Allah will guide you. And if you have a way to also teach him and bring him back on fold, we try to do that also. Let me ask you a question, brothers and sisters in Islam. Isn't it time that we should be patient with one another, to support one another, to help one another, to forgive one another, to pardon one another? Isn't it time? If not now, then when? While we are the victims of intimidation all over the world, being killed, maimed, and so on and so forth, all over the place, even in this country. We are the displaced people. We are those killed. And as we did the other time, because we don't have media that can tell our own story, and now the villain becomes the victim, while the victim becomes the villain, quite unfortunately. Quite unfortunately. Isn't it time? Then it is time for us to really take in these lessons and try to be our brother's keepers, to love one another, to be friendly, to be cooperative, and so on and so forth. May Allah guide us aright. May He continue to be with us. May He continue to guide us. Ya Allah, we ask you in your beautiful names and attributes to grant us understanding which will push us to do that which you have commanded us. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, grant us the might and might to cooperate, to support one another, and to help one another. Allah, will ask you in your beautiful names and attributes to relieve us of these painful moments we are passing through. May Allah guide us aright. May He continue to be